We are Group 1. My name is Miah Jacocks. This is Alexia Pierce, and this is Cameron. Rainey. Excuse me. We are going to present to you guys about the election. Our topic was on the election and the many different things that happened between Obama and Romney and their campaigns and what they did in order to seek a good election to determine their presidency. So the first thing we're going to talk to you guys about is the health care. Even though the election is already over, health care was a big issue that seemed to have a lot of people on the fence about who they were going to vote for. Many of you guys already know that Obama is working on Obamacare, which basically takes care of those in need who don't have money or insurance. So he neutralized many efforts in order to take care, like I said, of those who don't have insurance. There was a specific case that I do remember that he ended up talking about in one of his many speeches around the world, that he had ran into a girl who had cancer and her family couldn't afford to give her insurance, so she wasn't covered. So who's going to take care of her? So Obamacare was passed, and he said that it made him feel great. He felt like he wanted to keep this established because if Romney got to office, he said plenty of times over and over again that he would actually get rid of Obamacare. So that was one of the bigger issues. You want to talk about something?
President Obama is seeking to extend the Bush tax cuts for those making under $250 million. Repeatedly, he is committed to ending the tax cut for the wealthy. President Romney wanted to restore the Bush tax cuts that expires at the end of the year, largely benefiting the wealthy.
Tax cuts, like he said. I want to touch on the tax cuts because I feel like that was a really big issue. Besides the stuff that he already said, how many of us actually are middle class? If you are middle class family, please raise your hand. Okay. Those tax cuts would have went towards the wealthy, and you guys would be paying way more. If you voted, please raise your hand. Who voted for Obama? Thank you. Thank you. That's our presentation.
What? Well, I mean, excuse me? I didn't hear from everybody.
Does anybody have any questions about our presentation? CJ?
So how long did it take y'all to research all this information about Mitt Romney and what he wanted to do with
Well, the election, as you guys know, already happened and it's over. Most of the stuff that I talked about have been what has been common knowledge, you know, things that you have heard on the news. Healthcare, like I said, is a big thing. Taxes are a big thing. It's something that you hear about, but you don't think it will affect you. And that's why I wanted to get up here and talk about it, because us as college students, I mean, yeah, we know about the world, but we don't really know about every little thing that goes on. We don't know about taxes. I mean, how many of us have jobs that actually, they take taxes out of your job? One person. So, I mean, what do we know about taxes? We need to educate ourselves. So, are there any more questions?
Yes, I have a couple of questions. Just 1 second. Maya?
Yes, ma'am.
Alexandria? Alexia? And then
Yes.
Cameron. Okay, from each of you, I would like to know, what do you think affected you the most with this election in terms of what issues you felt was the most important to you that made you elect President Obama or President or candidate Romney?
Okay. Do you want us to go in order?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I voted for Obama because Mitt Romney said he was going to take away financial aid, which that's what most people, how they get to college. So if you would took away financial aid, a lot of people wouldn't have looked to go to college next year, or they didn't know how they were going to get to college. So that was a big no-no for me. That's why I personally didn't vote for Mitt Romney financial aid.
Like she said, I also voted for President Obama, and I voted for him for many reasons. The number one reason being the financial aid piece, and the second reason being for the health care. Because I have a 75-year-old grandmother, and she is a cancer survivor, and without Obamacare, she wouldn't be able to get the things that she needs in order to survive her illness. She doesn't have much money, and I mean, what is she gonna do? She has cancer. Who's gonna pay for her chemotherapy? I don't have the money for it. So I felt like Obama really took a stand, and he said he was gonna help the people who needed it. And so that's why I voted for him.
So specifically, specifically speaking, you said your grandmother is 70 years old and she has cancer. So they provide chemotherapy?
They provide help for anyone who needs it in the medical field.
It's not based on age?
No, as far as I know, no.
So
Because
probably do a little bit of research on that, because if it's something that's terminal, if they're over a certain age, they will not, excuse me, ma'am, you have to wait, we're in the middle of a presentation, so we'll have to do steps. You have to, so you need to do a little bit more research on that, in terms of age and the specific disease. There is a regulation or guideline that is not part of that, so you may want to investigate that a little bit. And going back to Alexia, you said that financial aid, and you also agree with financial aid. What specifically in financial aid when it says, financial is a broad term, can you specify exactly what type of financial aid that candidate Romney was referring to in terms of taking away or eliminating the kind of students?
Loans for college and whatnot, for students to be able to pay for college. Because he said, Mitt Romney's thing was like,
he was planning on raising the interest rate.
I need to hear from Cameron or Alexia.
his thing was, you should be able to go, you should be able to get as much education as you can afford. And so that's why I voted for President Obama too, because I use financial aid, I take out loans, so I'll be able to pay for college.
So he wasn't saying put a cap on the loans, he said just eliminate them altogether. We're 100% sure of that. Okay. Alexia, are you in agreement?
Wow. Yes.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the audience? Okay, thank you.